Hello everyone. Today we will discuss top 100 MCQs from the chapter Molecular Basis of Inheritance, and these questions will be important for your class 12 board examination as well as NEET 2021 and 22. So here comes the first question. This is the figure. This is the figure given, and we have to answer some of the questions which are related to this figure. So first question is, what is indicated by A in the figure? By looking at the figure, we can say, what is this A? You have to tell the name of this A. So the options are first, sugar. First option is sugar. Second is phosphate. Third is base pair, and fourth is the singular bases. So A represents the base pair. By looking at the A, we can say that A represents base pair. Now, second question is, what is indicated by B in the figure? First option is base pair end. Second is only sugar backbone. Third is only phosphate backbone. And D is both B and C. So B indicates both B and C, that is the sugar backbone and phosphate backbone. So D is the correct answer. How many types of nucleic acid are found in living system? Option A is 3, B is 1, C is 2, and D is 4. We know that there are two types of nucleic acid which is found in the living system. One is DNA, that is deoxyribonucleic acid, and second is RNA. So these are the two types of nucleic acid which is found in the living system. Now the third question, there are some of the questions which are related to RNA. Like fourth question is, which nucleic acid in some viruses can also act as genetic material? So we know that in some viruses, the RNA also acts as genetic material, and RNA is ribonucleic acid. So the correct option is B. Now fifth question is, the process of making RNA from DNA is termed as transaction, transformation, transcription, and transduction. So we know that the process of making of RNA from DNA, it is known as transcription. The genetic code is a sequence of nucleotides on ribosomal RNA. Second option is, it determines the sequence of amino acid in protein. Third is universal in biological system. And fourth is none of the above. We know that genetic code, it determines the sequence of amino acid in the protein. The genetic code is used to determine the sequence of amino acid. So B option is the correct answer. Now next question is, the process of protein synthesis in biological system is termed as, first is transaction, second is transcription, third is translation, and fourth is transformation. We know that the process of protein synthesis is known as translation. Now next question is, DNA is a polymer of nucleotides. DNA is a polymer of nucleotides, ribonucleic acid, nucleosides, and last is deoxyribonucleosides. We know that DNA is a polymer of deoxyribonucleotides. So D is the correct answer. Now this is the figure which is given here, and we have to answer some of the questions which are related to this figure. First question is, what is indicated by A in the figure? First option is 5-phosphate, B is 3-phosphate, C is ribose sugar, and D is nitrogenous base. So we can, by looking at the figure, we can see that this A represents this 5-phosphate. What is indicated by B in the figure: 5-phosphate, 3-hydroxyl, ribose sugar, and nitrogenous base. So B is 3-hydroxyl. B represents 3-hydroxyl. Now next question is, what does the figure represents? Polysaccharide, polynucleotide, and polyamine. We know that this figure represents the polynucleotide. So C is the correct answer. Now next question is, the length of DNA is defined in terms of number of nucleotides, base pairs, both A and B, and micrometer. Now we know that the length of DNA is defined in number of nucleotides. This is the correct statement. And it is also defined in the number of base pair. So option C, that is both A and B, is the correct answer. Next question is, a bacteriophage 5 into 174 has 5836 base pair, 5683 nucleotides, 5386 nucleotides, and 5638 base pair. So we know that bacteriophage 5 into 174 has 5386 nucleotides. Now next question is, bacteriophage lambda has bacteriophage lambda has dash base pair and nucleic acid. 4 options are given. We know that bacteriophage lambda has 48502 base pairs in nucleic acid. Now next question is, which of the following holds true for E. coli? First option is, E. coli has roughly 40 minutes of doubling time. E. coli is a parasite in human digestive tract. E. coli has 4.6 into 10 to the power of 9 base pair long genetic material. And last is, E. coli has 4.6 into 10 to the power of 6 base pair of genetic material. Now we know that this E. coli, that is Escherichia coli, has 4.6 into 10 to the power of 6 base pair of genetic material. So D is the correct answer. Next question is, a nucleotide has the following components. First is a phosphate group, nitrogenous base, and a hexose sugar. A phosphorus base, nitrogenous group, and a ribose sugar. C is a nitrogenous base, phosphate group, and a ribose sugar. And fourth is a nitrogenous base, phosphate group, and a hexose sugar. Now we know that nucleotide, it contains nitrogenous base, phosphate group, and a ribose sugar. Ribose sugar are of two types we know. It is deoxyribose and ribose sugar. So C is the correct answer. Which of the following is not a pyrimidine? Thymine, uracil, adenine, and cytosine. We know that this adenine is not a pyrimidine, it is purine. Now this is the figure given. We have to answer some questions which are related to this figure. What is represented by this figure? The options are criminal suspect identification, human genome project, recombinant DNA technology, and developmental of bioinformatics. Now we can, by looking at the figure, we can say that this figure represents the human genome project. In human genome project, the sequences of the human, that is cells, nucleotide sequence are identified with the help of bioinformatics. So this figure represents the human genome project. Now next question is, dash is present in DNA only and dash is present in RNA only. Cytosine, thymine, thymine uracil, uracil thymine, and thymine cytosine. Now we know that thymine is present in DNA and uracil is present in RNA only. Therefore, option D is the correct answer. Now, next question is a nitrogenous base which is linked to pentose sugar through phosphodiester linkage, O-glycosidic linkage, phosphodiester linkage, and glycosidic linkage. Now we know that this nitrogenous base is linked to phosphate sugar by this N-glycosidic linkage. So D option is the correct answer. In the context of genetic material, base plus sugar is equal to nucleotide, second is nucleoside, third is nucleic acid, and fourth is nuclein. So we know that base plus sugar is equal to nucleoside. And when this we add phosphate group in this, it will be equal to this. It will be equal to nucleotide. Now, next question is, in the context of genetic material, nucleotide consists of N-base ribose sugar phosphate group, N-base hexose sugar phosphate group, nucleoside plus phosphate, and D is both A and C. Now, we know that in context of this genetic material, nucleotide, it contains both this N, that is nitrogenous base, ribose sugar, and phosphate group, and nucleoside and phosphate is also equal to nucleotide. So option B and C is the correct answer there. That is, D is the correct answer, which contains both the options, that is A and C. Next question is, uracil is associated with which sugar? Generally deoxyribose, sometimes ribose, only ribose, and hexose sugar. We know that this uracil is associated with only ribose sugar. 5N of ribose sugar bears N-base, deoxyribose, phosphate group, and hydroxyl group. Now 5N of this ribose sugar, it bears the phosphate group. We know at 5' N there is always phosphate group. Next question is, three' end of polynucleotide chain bears phosphate group, hydroxyl group, methyl group, and last is nitro group. Now we know that at the 3 end of polynucleotide chain, there is a methyl group. No, there is a 3' end of polyhydroxyl, it bears the hydroxyl group. So B is the correct answer, because at 3' end, there is always OH group present. Now, next question is, in RNA, every nucleotide residue has an additional group present at position of ribose. The options are phosphate and 3, OH 3, OH minus 2, and OH and 2. So in RNA, we know that every nucleotide residue has additional this OH minus group, and it is present at second position. So D is the correct answer. Thymine can also be designated as 3-methyl-uracil, 2-methyl-uracil, 4-methyl-uracil, and 5-methyl-uracil. Now this thymine can be designated as, we know, it can be designated as 5-methyl-uracil. So D is the correct answer. Next question is, Friedrich Mischer identified DNA as a basic substance and named it as nucleotide in 1896. Second option is, he identified DNA as acidic substance and named it as nuclein in 1896. Third is, identified DNA as an acidic substance and name it nuclein in 1869. And last option is none of the above. Now we know that this Friedrich Mischer identified DNA as an acidic substance and named it as nuclein in 1869. We know that DNA is acidic, and it is negatively charged molecule, and it was named as nuclein in 1869 by scientist Frederick Mischer. Now next, this is a diagram given. This is the diagram we can see, and we have to answer certain questions which are related to this diagram. So first question is, what is indicated by M in the figure? Options are Y gene, O gene, Z gene, and A gene. So we know that M in the figure represents the Y gene. Next question is, what is indicated by R in the figure? Suppressor, operator, repressor, and inducer. We know that this R, it represents the repressor in the figure, which represses the expression of a particular protein. Next question is, what is indicated by N in the figure? Induction, replication, transcription, D, repression. This N indicates the process that is transcription. Next question is, what is indicated by Q in the figure? Options are lactose, trans-acetylase, beta-galactosidase, and permease. So this Q in the figure represents the trans-acetylase. Next question is, J.D. Watson and Crick utilize X-ray diffraction data produced by Wilkins and Franklin, Morris, Wilkins and Rosalind Franklin, Sutton and Boveri, and last option is none of these. Now we know that this Watson and Crick utilize X-ray diffraction data which was produced by this Morris, Wilkins and Rosalind Franklin. So B is the correct answer. Next question is, Arvind Charaf found that the ratio of adenine and cytosine, thymine and guanine are constant. Second option is ratio of adenine and thymine, guanine and cytosine are constant. Third, ratios of adenine and guanine and thymine and cytosine are constant. And fourth is the ratio of adenine, guanine and thymine to cytosine are constant. Now we know that Arvind Charaf gave a rule according to which the ratio of adenine and thymine and guanine and cytosine are constant. So B is the correct answer. Next question is, DNA has two strands which are dashed to each other. Now we know that DNA is made up of double strand and both the strands are complementary to each other. So DNA has two strands which are complementary to each other. Now there is a figure given below. This is a figure and we have to answer certain questions regarding this figure. We can see that the figure is, there are many mechanisms which are occurring in this figure, like capping, tailing, RNA splicing. So first question is, what is indicated by A in the figure? So by looking at the figure, we have to tell what is this A. Now options are exon, intron, intine, and exon. So we know that A represents the exon. What does B represents in the figure? Extron, intron, intine, and exon. We know that B represents the intron. Introns are intervening sequences. These B represents the intron and A represents the exon. And introns are, we know, these are the intervening sequences. So this figure represents the exon and introns, and various splicing and capping is taking place. Now, next question is, the backbone of DNA double helix consists of sugar base, sugar phosphate, sugar hydroxyl group, sugar methyl group. Now we know that the backbone of DNA, it consists of the sugar and phosphate. Anti-parallel polarity is exhibited by RNA, transfer RNA, mRNA or DNA. This we know that DNA has the property of anti-polarity. So this anti-parallel polarity is exhibited by this DNA. Which of the following holds true in case of DNA? A is equal to T, adenine forms 2 hydrogen bonds with thymine. Adenine forms 1 bond with thymine, and D option is both A and B. Now we know that adenine is equal to thymine, so this is the correct statement. Adenine forms 2 hydrogen bonds with thymine. This is wrong statement. Now this adenine forms 1 sigma bond with thymine. Sorry, B is the correct statement, and this adenine forms 1 sigma bond with thymine. It is a wrong statement. So option D is correct, that is both A and B. Adenine, we know that it forms double bond with this thymine. Next question is 3 hydrogen bond is exhibited by which DNA bases in the double helix structure? First is adenine and guanine, second is guanine and cytosine, third is cytosine and thymine, and fourth is adenine and thymine. Now the hydrogen bonds by which the DNA bases, which is exhibited by this DNA bases in double helical structure, is this guanine and cytosine. Next question is double helix model of DNA has a pitch of 0.34 nanometer, 0.3, 3.4 nanometer, 34 angstrom, and both B and C. Now we know that both B and C are the correct answer. That is, D is the correct answer, which contains both B and C. Next question is, double helix model of DNA was proposed by Watson and Crick and has how many base pair in one turn? The options are 9, 11, 12 and 10. We know that there are 10 base pair in one turn. So option D is the correct answer. What confers additional stability to double helical model of DNA apart from hydrogen bond? Options are: first, one base pair provides inductive effect. Second is one base pair is stacked over the other. Third is one base pair is perpendicular to another. Fourth is one base pair interacts with another base pair by steric hindrance. Now we know that one base pair is stacked over the another. So this option B is the correct answer. Now this is the diagram given below, and we have to answer certain questions which are related with this diagram. So first question is, what is indicated by B in the figure? We have to identify this B in the figure. Options are promoter, structural gene, terminator, template strand, and coding strand. Now we know that B represents the terminator. So B is the terminator, and we should know what is the function of terminator. It will end the process of transcription. So it terminates the process of this transcription. Now next is question is, what is indicated by E in the figure? We have to identify this E. Options are terminator, structural gene, coding strand, promoter, and template strand. Now this E, we know that it represents the coding strand. So option C is the correct answer. Now, what does D represents in the figure? Template strand, promoter, terminator, structural gene, or coding strand. Now we know that D represents the template strand. What is indicated by A in the figure? Promoter, terminator, structural gene, template strand, and coding strand. This A represents the promoter in the figure, which promotes the process of transcription. Next question is, what does C represents in the figure? Coding strand, template strand, promoter, terminator, or structural gene. Now we know that C represents the structural gene. Central dogma in molecular biology was independently proposed by which scientists? Wilkins, Crick, Watson, and Franklin. We know that central dogma was proposed by scientist Crick. Now, next question is the correct representation of central dogma is as follows. We have to identify the correct representation of central dogma. DNA is equal to mRNA. First is DNA is equal to mRNA. These are the 4 options are given and we have to identify the correct representation. mRNA, and mRNA is transformed into this protein. DNA, it is converted to mRNA and mRNA is transformed into protein. Next is replication is occurring. By looking at the figure, we can say that the correct representation of central dogma is the figure D, that is DNA. It is converted to mRNA by transcription, and mRNA is further converted to protein by a process known as translation. And DNA is converted to double-stranded DNA. Many copies of DNA are formed by the process of replication. So this entire thing, replication, transcription, and translation, it forms the central dogma. So this is the correct representation of central dogma, which is showing the correct replication process, transcription process, and translation process. Now, next question is, which of the following unusual metabolic process is shown by the virus? First is DNA to RNA, RNA to DNA, proteins to RNA, and none of these. Now, unusual process which is shown by the virus is the RNA to DNA. So B is the correct answer. RNA to DNA is termed as reverse translation, reverse replication, reverse transcription, or reverse transformation. Now we know that the process of conversion of RNA to DNA is termed as reverse transcription, and this is done by the enzyme reverse transcriptase. So this is the correct process. The length of human DNA is approximately 2.2 meters considering all the cells of the body, 3.1 meter considering only one cell, 2.2 meter considering only one cell, and none of these. Now we know that length of the human body is approximately 2.2 meters considering only one cell. Next question is, DNA is held together by which protein in prokaryotes? Negatively charged protein, positively charged proteins, amphoteric proteins, or histone proteins. Now we know since DNA is negatively charged, so it is wrapped around positively charged proteins. So B option is the correct answer. Next question is, which of the following statement is true in the context of histones? First, they are positively charged acidic proteins. Second, they are positively charged amphoteric proteins. Third, they are positively charged basic proteins. And fourth is none of the above. Now we know that these histones, they are positively charged basic proteins. So histones are positively charged and DNA is negatively charged, and they are wrapped around this protein. Now in a nucleosome, histones are organized in this structure: octamer, hexamer, decamer, or septamer. Now we know that histones are in nucleosome, the histones are organized in octamer structure, that is 8 histone proteins. Next question is, the initial structure formed at the beginning of coiling of DNA around histone is nuclein, solenoid, nucleosome, or chromatin. Now this we know that the structure is nucleosome. DNA is wrapped around the histone in a structure which is known as nucleosome. Histones are rich in which amino acid? Methionine, arginine, lysine, arginine, lysine, proline, methionine, lysine. We know that these histones are rich in 2 amino acids, that is lysine and arginine, and this gives the basic structure to histone proteins. Typically, a nucleosome consists of how many base pair? 190, 200, 300, and 310. We know that nucleosome consists of 200 base pair. Now, next question is, chromatin is made up of centromere, nucleoid, centrosome, or nucleosome. Now we know that a chromatin is made up of nucleosome. So D is the correct answer. This is the figure given, and we have to this is the figure. This figure, we know that this is showing the process of translation, how this translation is taking place, how these codons are read by this. Now we have to answer certain questions which are related to this figure. So by looking at the figure, we can answer these questions. First question is, which end of mRNA is shown by A in the figure? The options are 3', 3, 5', or 5. Now we know that A, it represents the 5' end. Next question is, which end of mRNA is shown by B in the figure? 5', 5, 3, and 3'. So this B represents the 3' end. Which amino acid is shown by C in the figure? Aspartic acid, asparagine, alanine, or valine. Now C represents the asparagine. Which amino acid is indicated by D in the figure? Glycine, methionine, alanine, or valine. Now D is indicated by the amino acid valine. Beads on the string structure can be viewed under light microscope, compound microscope, confocal laser microscope, or electron microscope. Now we know that electron microscope is very sensitive. It can detect minute structures also. So beads on the string can be viewed under this electron microscope. Next question is, beads on string in a chromatin is packed to form nucleosome, solenoids, chromatin fibers, chromatin. This beads-like structure in a chromatin, it is packed to form this chromatin fiber. So option C is the correct answer. Chromatin fiber coils and condense at dash stage of cell division to form dash. First is prophase nucleosomal, second is telophase solenoid, metaphase chromosomal, and last is anaphase chromatid. Now we know that this chromatin fibers coil and condense at metaphase stage of cell division to form chromosome. So C is the correct answer. Apart from histones, chromatin at higher level of coiling requires which protein? Neohistone complex protein, non-histone complex chromatid proteins, non-histone chromosomal protein, or none of these. This we know that at higher level, non-histone chromosomal proteins are required. Now this is the figure given here, and we have to answer certain questions which are related to this figure. First question is, which protein is indicated by A in the figure? Threonine, serine, tyrosine, methionine. Now we can see from the figure that A is indicated by this tyrosine. Next question is, in the nucleus, the region of chromatin which is loosely packed is known as heterochromatin, chromatin fibers, euchromatin, or D is chromosome. Now we know that the region of chromatin that is loosely packed is known as this heterochromatin. Next question is, what is true about the structure of the structure of heterochromatin? Loosely packed, stain light, loosely packed, stain dark, densely packed, stain light, or densely packed, stain dark. Now we know that heterochromatin is densely packed and it is stain dark. So D option is the correct answer. Transformation experiments in search of genetic material was performed by J.J. Bendel, T.H. Morgan, Griffith, or F.S. Crick. So this experiment, transformation experiments, were performed by the scientist F. Griffith. Griffith carried out his experiment on mice using which pathogenic bacteria? Haemophilus influenza, Corynebacterium diphtheria, Streptococcus pneumoniae, and Yersinia pestis. We know that Griffith carried out his experiments using this strain, that is Streptococcus pneumoniae. In Griffith experiment, heat-killed S strain when injected into mice resulted in dash. Disease condition only, death only, no disease, no death, or hybrid formation. Now we know that when heat-killed S strain when injected in mice, they resulted in no disease and no death. Next question is, the transformation principle in Griffith experiment was detected when live S strain of Streptococcus pneumoniae were injected in R strain. Second, when live R strain of Streptococcus pneumoniae were injected in S strain. Third, when heat kill S strain of Streptococcus pneumoniae was injected in S strain. And last is heat kill S strain of Streptococcus pneumoniae was injected in R strain. Now we know that this transformation experiments, according to this, these the correct answer, that is when heat kill S strain of Streptococcus pneumoniae were injected in R strain. Next question is, Oswald, Avery, Colin, McLeod, and McCarthy worked to determine the dash nature of transforming principle in Griffith experiment. Physical, morphological, structure, or biochemical. Now we know that they performed the experiment to determine the biochemical nature of transforming principle. Now this is the given figure, and we have to identify certain structure, and we have to answer certain questions which are related with this structure. First is, what is indicated by D in the figure? Continuous synthesis, newly synthesized strand, template DNA, discontinuous synthesis. Now this D D represents the newly synthesized strands. Both the strands are newly synthesized, and this represents, this figure is showing the process of DNA replication in which two copies of DNA are formed from single DNA, and these two represents the newly synthesized strand. What does B represent in the figure? Template DNA, continuous synthesis, discontinuous synthesis, or newly synthesized strand? Now this B, we can see in the figure that B represents the discontinuous synthesis. We can see that there is discontinuous synthesis of the strand, that is, the strand is discontinuously synthesized in small fragments which are known as Okazaki fragment, and they are further joined by enzyme which is known as DNA ligase. Next question is, what is indicated by A in the figure? Newly synthesized strand, discontinuous synthesis, template DNA, or continuous synthesis? So A represents the continuous synthesis of the strand. Next question is, what is indicated by C? Template DNA, continuous synthesis, discontinuous synthesis, or newly synthesized strand? We know that C represents the template DNA. Now, RNA digesting enzymes are commonly known as ribozyme, ribosomes, RNases, and ribuloses. We know that RNA digesting enzymes are known as RNases. So option C is the correct answer. What is the difference between DNase and DNases? Genetic material, that is DNA digesting enzymes. DNA digesting enzymes is the genetic material. Protein is peptide, and none of these. First answer is correct, that is genetic material is matching with this DNA digesting enzyme. So this is the difference, that the difference is of genetic material. The next question is, the experiment which provides unequal proof that DNA is the genetic material, and it came from the experiments of Watson and Crick, Wilkins, Hershey Chase, Avery, MacLeod, and McCarthy. We know that the experiment which provide unequivocal proof that DNA is genetic material, it comes from the experiment of Hershey and Chase. So C is the correct answer. Next question is, in Hershey-Chase experiment, the following isotopes were used. First is sulfur 32 P30, sulfur 31 P29, sulfur 35 P32, and sulfur 34 and P33. Now we know that in Hershey-Chase experiment, the isotopes used were sulfur 35 and phosphorus 32. The Hershey-Chase experiment showed which of the following steps chronologically. First is blending, infection, centrifugation. Second is centrifugation, infection, blending. Third is infection, centrifugation, blending. And fourth is infection, blending, and centrifugation. So we know that Hershey-Chase experiment, in Hershey-Chase experiment, first step is infection, second is blending, and third is this centrifugation. Hershey-Chase experiment, sulfur 35 label dash and phosphorus 32 label dash respectively. Options are bacteria DNA, DNA protein, protein DNA, and DNA and mRNA. So we know Hershey-Chase experiment, sulfur 35 label the protein and phosphorus label the DNA respectively. So option C is the correct answer. Next, DNA is preferred genetic material over RNA due to one of the following reasons. First, bases are arranged linearly. Bases show less propensity of mutation. 2' OH group in RNA is more liable. And last is none of these. Now we know that it is because of the 2' OH group in RNA, it is more liable. Next question is, which was the first genetic material? DNA, RNA, protein, or none of these? Now we know that first genetic material is DNA. Next question is, it has not escaped our notice that specific pairing we have postulated immediately suggests a possible copying mechanism for the genetic material. This statement was of Wilkins, Frankins, Hershey, Chase, Avery, McLeod and McCarthy, and Watson and Crick. So this statement was given by the scientists Watson and Crick. Now this is the figure, and looking at the figure, we have to answer certain questions. Which experiment is shown in the figure? Griffith experiment, Avery, McLeod, McCarthy, Hershey, Chase experiment, Mendelssohn and Starr experiment. We know that this figure represents the Hershey, Chase experiment. What is indicated by A in the figure? Bacteriophage, bacterium, lichen, or fungus. Now this A represents this bacteriophage. What are these bacteriophages? These are viruses that infect the bacteria. So bacteriophage is the correct answer. What is indicated by B in the figure? Phosphorus 35, phosphorus 32, P30 and P32. Sulfur 35, sulfur 32, phosphorus 30 and phosphorus 32. So B indicates the sulfur 35. What is indicated by C in the figure? C represents the phosphorus 32. After replication, each DNA strand has one parental and one newly synthesized strand. This scheme is referred to as polyconservative, mutation, crossing over, or semi-conservative. We know that DNA replication is semi-conservative. One strand comes from the parent and other strand is new strand, and this is the reason it is known as semi-conservative mechanism of DNA. Now next question is, in Mendelssohn-Starr experiment, E. coli was grown in a medium. 4 options are given, and we know that E. coli were grown in this NaCl medium. Next, in Mendelssohn-Starr experiment, N15 can only be differentiated on the basis of radioactivity, radioactive T-half, physical, and density gradient. We know that they can be differentiated on the basis of density gradient. And last question is, Taylor and his colleagues used which plant to detect the distribution of newly synthesized DNA? Pisum sativum, Mirabilis jalapa, Beesia faba, and Praticum aestivum. So Taylor and his colleagues used the Beesia faba plant for the distribution of newly synthesized DNA.